The Meld lending and borrowing protocol is just about to hit the mainnet, with the official protocol code being submitted for its very first audit. Now, of course, following the audit, if there's any fixes that need to be applied, that will be done. But then soon after that, we should have an official announcement surrounding when the team will be launching on the mainnet. Now, this will be a huge announcement surrounding how much work and how much time has gone into this lending and borrowing protocol. As a part of today's video, I want to dive into Meld's latest updates. What's up, Meld Nation? Welcome back to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. I'm your host here, Fareed. As a part of today's video, we're going to get a brief update surrounding Meld and the lending and borrowing side of the equation, getting closer and closer to the mainnet release. Now, we're going to be breaking down the latest Meld dev diary, which is released weekly, highlighting all of their latest updates. I also want to take a look at some of the recent on-chain stats and just how well their Avalanche ecosystem is beginning to grow. So without any further ado, we've got the latest Meld dev diary breaking down 3 separate sections. The first is dealing with the Meld app, or their wallet, in the web version. And then there's also a piece breaking down the Meld app on mobile, which is currently available for testing if you do hold one of the Meld Diamond Hand NFTs. And then there is some more technical updates here surrounding their backend infrastructure. Now, let's start off here with the Meld app on web, where it states that the team has continued working on the integration of their yield boost feature, their Genius loan, as well as their NFT bank manager support for lending and borrowing. Now, lending and borrowing has been out on the testnet for a little bit over 2 months now. I did have a fully dedicated video breaking down how lending and borrowing works. Please make sure to go ahead and check that out. Now, in addition to that, obviously, yield boost has been a piece here that has been highly anticipated. That will allow for you to basically bridge in assets from other ecosystems and allow that to work for you, providing you even more yield on the Meld platform. Now, I want to take a moment here to quickly plug in the Learning on Meld series here, which has been done by Ken, where he basically breaks down what the Meld blockchain is, what the lending and borrowing platforms work, or how they work. But then he also takes a minute to break down some of the features that I've just mentioned, including the yield boost as well as the Genius loan. So make sure to go ahead and check those out. The next piece that we have here is surrounding their bridging solution powered by Meld. So it states that they've continued developing a new bridging solution. Right now, if you're not aware, the Meld team has an ongoing partnership with Chainport. They're one of the bigger bridging or cross-chain swapping platforms, which basically allow for you to take your assets from one network, aka Cardano as an example, and you have the ability to basically lock that up, but then mint an equivalent version within the Avalanche ecosystem. So pretty cool to see that Meld already has this functioning, but they're now working on their own version or their own bridge, right, for themselves. In addition, we've got the completion of the NFT bank managers, which will be able to be bridged from the Cardano ecosystem over into the Meld ecosystem, or the Meld layer 1. Now, the bank managers basically give you a loan rate reduction or a minor yield boost or increase depending on how you're using the lending and borrowing protocol. So you'll be able to basically take those from Cardano, which is where they were originally minted, and move that over into the Meld L1. Last but not least, we've got the updated user interface to basically show when nodes have been deactivated. So these are Meld validators. Right now, I believe there's a little bit over 15, maybe 20 now that are online. The majority of them are currently full. So if you are looking to stake your Meld, it is pretty competitive, but they do have a Twitter page you can go ahead and follow to make sure that you're always updated as soon as new pools come online. But then there's also a nodes web page, which let me see if I can actually quickly pull that up here, which is available at nodes.meld.com, where you can see here that they have 29 nodes online. They're in their 23rd epoch with a total of 755 million Meld currently staked, equivalent to about $11 million. So again, they're going to be updating their user interface to make it easier to understand when a node operator is officially going offline. So that will do it there for updates surrounding the Meld app. Scrolling down, I want to quickly touch on the Fiat integration for their mobile application. As it stands, the team is working to, I believe, get this out into the official public's hands with a review being done by the Apple team. Of course, they want to make sure that they vet and understand all the apps that are being released within their Apple Play Store before they go ahead and do that. So this team does have a pretty solid app. I've reviewed this here on the channel as well. Make sure to go ahead and check that out. But here, some of the key pieces that I've highlighted include the fact that the team has set up their fiat money withdrawal flow entry point. So imagine being able to take your mobile application, connect a bank account, right, which will obviously be managed or some way tied back into Meld, and being able to onboard and offboard fiat directly from your mobile device. Again, Meld has partnered up with a few other entities, including Swarm, and I think BitLocus as well, in order to help them sort of simplify, right, some of these processes. Meld has also obtained their VASP license, which I've highlighted in a prior video, allowing for them to basically custody, right, not just crypto assets, but also other types of real world assets as well. Scrolling down a little bit further, they've refactored their dashboard to allow for fiat assets. Again, there's more and more mentions of fiat, which lets me know that they are getting closer to finally getting that live. Last but not least, they started building the user interface for their new subscription, aka premium account widgets. So this is completely new to me. I definitely did not expect this here, but with every project or every product, excuse me, there's typically a premium version of it, right? So I use streaming software for my live streams, and there's obviously, of course, premium versions of that type of software. Meld appears to be taking a very similar route where you can download the wallet for free. But if you want a more intimate or deeper relationship with Meld, right, you can potentially sign up for their premium account. Now, we don't have any pricing data associated with that. Of course, I'll keep you guys posted, but this is why it's so important to take a look at these dev diaries. It allows for you to really stay in tune and sometimes even pick up a little bit of alpha right before they mention it on their official channels. Next, I want to give a shout out here to Lidl, who's a fellow Meld ambassador, posting a lot of solid content here. This being around the fact that there's now been over 75,000 wallets, which have now been created on the Meld L1. Next, we've got Meld's first ever ISPO being conducted in conjunction with Dega, officially hitting over 180 million Meld being delegated for the entire ISPO. That is one of the larger pools where they have gone ahead and updated the amount that can actually be delegated to it. Right. So typically there is a maximum, if I'm not mistaken, of, let's see here, 20 million Meld. But if I scroll all the way down, we've got the Dega ISPO here, which has right now well over that. They've got over 195 million Meld currently delegated to that. So if you're looking to earn some of the Dega tokens, you can go ahead and participate as a part of that ISPO. Now, if you just want more information surrounding Meld and the stats on the actual blockchain, you can head over to meldscan.com or meldscan.io, excuse me, where you can find out more about the actual performance of the blockchain. They've got an explorer, but as you guys can see here, they've got stats surrounding how many blocks have been minted, completed transactions, native tokens actually held and distributed on the blockchain, accounts, transactions, blocks, tokens, anything that you need to know basically about the performance of the Meld network. You can quickly find out here about it using Meldscan. Now, as we get to the very end here, I want to quickly touch on the fact that the lending and borrowing audit has officially started. So it states here, again, shout out to Lidl, the Meld lending and borrowing auditor has been selected. The current date for auditing is set for the 20th of May. As I'm shooting this video, it's the 22nd, meaning that the audit should have officially started. Now, for the final update, we are expecting that the team will be basically pushing out last minute changes, but then doing what is called a code freeze. This is basically means that everybody will be hands down, no longer pushing any updates, basically stating that they feel that the product is in good shape to be released out into the public. So it states here the code base is now frozen and prepared for deployment. We're currently focusing on integrating the application and developing tools for managing the protocol in a production environment. Additionally, the risk model is stable, requiring only minor adjustments before the final or the mainnet release. So a quick update there surrounding Meld. It seems like things are moving quite well. Again, if you guys found this particular type of content to be helpful, or if you just found this to be beneficial or you learned anything along the way, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by and you want more content like this, breaking down everything going on with Meld, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions or just want to leave your opinion down below, make sure to go ahead and use that comment box. That said, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.